Greetings. We are here with Catie Harris, who is an alumnus of UC San Diego's Rady School of Management and who has spent a number of years in the industry as product manager, first at HP and now at Intuit, where she is group product manager. She manages a whole group of product managers within Intuit. And she's here to tell us about her journey in product management and why product management is important, even critical to a lot of growing companies, and what product management can do for all of us. Let's join her.
I started my career as a product manager. I was lucky enough to land a product management role when I didn't even know what it was. And so I had applied to HP as a researcher. My first job out of college was research, and a group product manager found my resume. I did the interview and talked the whole time about business strategy, and she said, "You should be a product manager." And I said, "I don't know what that is. What do they do?" And she said, "They take customer needs, figure out what the business strategy should be, and grow the business." I said, "That's me." And that has been ever since. I feel so lucky to have fallen into that job at such an early age and been able to stay in that since then. So at Hewlett-Packard, I worked on new businesses in the photo printing area. I started new businesses for little printers that went into homes and kitchens in a way that never had been done before. Printers usually went into the home office, and so I was really excited to be able to start a new product line like that. I also worked on professional photography printers, and we worked with the Ansel Adams Gallery and got them to co-design a product with us. That was my first co-design experience, and loved that. And so I really grew up with the HP design thinking based approach to product management. I got to work with Frog Design, Smart Design, and BMW Design Works all around the world, and got to do amazing research in people's homes in Italy and Japan and England, and learned all about different designs and preferences of different customers all globally. And then I transferred over to Intuit to get into the software area and get into more of a growth business. And it's been really exciting to see that transition. When I first started with product management at Intuit, it was traditionally more of like a project management type of function where we were just trying to get the product out the door every tax season. And when I joined, our VP of product management hired several of us to start being more strategic product managers, which was my background from HP. And so I was really excited to help define how we did product management there, and I was lucky enough to work on several innovative versions of TurboTax that drove a lot more customers through the product and got us new customers that maybe traditionally had gone to the tax store. And then I made a transition 2 years ago from the product of TurboTax to the product of human resources. And a lot of people sort of questioned that and thought, well, now you're going in HR, that's not really product management. But what I was able to do is bring all of my product management skills into that function and reinvented the way we do hiring for the whole company. And so now we have tools and processes that ensure that we only hire top talent, and we had applied all of the product management skills and qualities to that development. Now I'm in talent development, and we are going to work on how we ensure all managers at Intuit are awesome managers, and we're going to bring my product management skills to bear on that as well. As a group product manager, what we are looking for is somebody who can both drive product development and also develop a team. And so it's a really great role. I love it because I get the best of both worlds. I can manage and grow the skills of the folks on my team and really bring up a new batch of product managers and see them develop their skills. And then I can also work on products as well. And so as you go up to director and beyond, you might not be working day to day with customers and on the product. And this role I really love because I still get to have my hands in the mix of things. And so specifically within an HR product manager at the group level, what I'm doing is working across a portfolio of 3 discovery teams that we're using to create significant innovation within the talent development space. We're trying to get leadership qualities out to everyone, try to help our managers be the best in class, world-class managers for their people. And then we're also trying to develop systems and tools so that everybody can have access to learning and development. We're really seeing in terms of growth at Intuit, and I think in general in terms of product managers, is that the product manager is there to really help drive innovation and be exclusively responsible for meeting the customer needs and the business needs. I see a lot of times, and what I walked into at Intuit when we began was product managers trying to do a lot more than that. And product managers trying to do more of the project management and the program management. When I sat down with one of my best program managers for the first time one day, I said, my job is to grow the business through customer innovation and to really know the profitability of our product. What do you think your job is? And she said, it's to bring this product in on time, on budget, and with quality. And I gave her a huge hug. Knowing that separation of the 2 roles is really critical. And to me, it's really a separation of powers, and that's what makes the product amazing. And so if you have that product manager being able to really push for the vision and for the customer needs, and really thinking as far out as they can. And then you have the program manager saying, okay, let's see what we can really do realistically on budget, on schedule. Then you have that healthy tension that really pulls the product forward. But if it's all clustered in one person, that product manager is naturally saying, well, I'll sacrifice the vision a little because I know the team's going to have to work all weekend for this. And so you're naturally watering down what you can do if you're having to have that internal conflict. But if you have it in 2 separate people, what I've seen is that we can really advance innovation in ways that would not be possible if you didn't otherwise have that. Intuit started with Scott Cook, who was really focused on customer needs. And if you look at the original business plan for Intuit, Scott Cook goes in and talks about the customer benefit and that being saving time on doing and saving pain on doing bills at home. And so he was measuring from the beginning what the difference was in the customer's life. He wasn't setting goals for revenue and things like that. He was exclusively focused on delivering the customer benefit and delivering to the customer vision. So everything we do is founded on that. In order to make that scalable across the company, we need product managers who are working in that way and really identifying what is that customer benefit we're trying to achieve, and then how do we go ahead and accelerate that and measure against that, and then the business goals will actually follow from that. And so what we've been able to do is transition from a more executional product management to one of more customer-based, customer innovation-based, and strategy-based product managers to be able to drive huge innovations both on QuickBooks and TurboTax, as well as Mint because of that. For one, the lead times are much longer with hardware. And so you're going out and you're getting customer feedback, but it's really much more feedback on suppose you would, or trying to forecast what behaviors might be. Within a software company, the pace is much faster, and you have this amazing luxury of being able to test in real time and iterate really quickly on your product. And so you might, in the hardware world, you might have to launch something and hope that it works. In the software world, you can launch something and see if it works, and you can really use the lean startup approach in its purest form of testing with small cohorts and then seeing if it's delivering your customer benefit and delivering the business results you're wanting, and then scaling really quickly. So we do a lot of prototyping, a lot of live testing with customers, and a lot of A/B testing at scale to see if our innovations work. And it really allows us to be bold very quickly. And it gets pretty addicting to launch something out there, see if it happens, and say, roll, 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 or pull it back. And so I quickly fell in love with the software pace. So our favorite product management set of mindsets and frameworks is what we internally call Design for Delight. It's based on design thinking from the Stanford D School, as well as from Smart Design and many other design firms. But it's really all about how do we identify what the customer need is and then exceed expectations and delight them beyond what they could possibly have imagined. So that's our fundamental, and so we have lots of concepts within that. We pull on the lean startup in terms of experimentation and iteration and scaling slowly through cohorts. So not launching something big and hoping that it works, but really testing our way. Another framework that we rely heavily on is the customer benefit. And so that is, what is the difference in the customer's life that they are, that is most important to them in terms of what they're choosing in this product. And so not thinking about the scale and revenue and those kind of things as your goal or market share, but really thinking about the purpose of TurboTax is to help somebody get their taxes done. How is this feature, how is this experience helping them and achieve that customer benefit? And so that is what we base everything on in terms of success and prioritization. We also think a lot about empathy and insights that we get from data. And so one of the core skills and frameworks that a product manager at Intuit really needs to know how to do is understand beyond what the customer is saying, really what those deep needs are, and really trigger in on the emotion, because emotion is how we make decisions and therefore how we spend money. And so value is there in emotion. And so someone who really understands the frameworks and the meaning behind what the customer needs are and what they're saying, and get to that deep customer empathy is going to be really successful. Once a product manager understands what the customer needs are and what the customer benefit is going to be, what we are looking for is a clear learning plan and then also a roadmap. In the past at HP, we might have had kind of roadmaps over time that declared what we were going to be doing for 4 and 5 years out. And now with the kind of the lean startup mentality, we know that probably most of that's going to be wrong if we declared right now what was on the roadmap. And so what we look for now is more of a learning plan roadmap that says we're going to release, our intention is to release to this population. Assuming that goes well, then we would release to subsequently larger populations with more features as we go, based on what we know in this moment. But that's going to iterate over time. And so my roadmaps now kind of look like we kind of know pretty sure what we're doing in the next 3 months. It starts to get more fuzzy 6 months out and is super fuzzy further out. And so let's not pretend that we know more than we do, because we're going to iterate our way into that. Product management is such a great role for starting your own company and having such great foundation for really creating an awesome product that customers out there need, and also for advancing your career within a company. Sometimes it's talked about as a mini CEO, because you're really making decisions for the customer and for the business all the time, and that's at a grand scale, that's what the CEO is doing. One of our VPs of product management talks about product management being a fractal job. And so really we have the same skills and the same activities at our PM1, our entry level, all the way up through VP. At every point in time, you are leading and facilitating a cross-functional team through the effort of trying to figure out what the customer needs are, and then what products, what features you're going to add, and how you're going to prioritize them to have the biggest impact on the business growth. And so whether you're doing that at a really small scale as an entry-level product manager up through the ranks, you're still doing that as a VP. And so those skills always apply, and you just get a larger scale and you just get stronger at doing it.